There are places in Scotland where sound behaves strangely, where your own footsteps seem too loud, where the wind carries something that does not belong to it. High in the Cairngorms stands Ben Macdui, the second highest mountain in Britain. Broad, bleak, often swallowed in mist, and somewhere on its slopes walkers have reported something pacing them, not seen clearly but felt. They call it the Grey Man of Ben Macdui. In Gaelic, I'm Fear Liath Mòr, the Big Grey Man. Ben Macdui does not rise dramatically like other peaks. It spreads, a plateau of stone and snow where distance becomes deceptive and the horizon feels unfinished. In winter, visibility can vanish in seconds. In summer, the air still carries a chill. It is a place where isolation sharpens the mind, or unravels it. Most encounters begin the same way, not with a sighting, a sensation. Walkers describe the sudden awareness of something behind them, a presence, heavy, measured. They hear footsteps, crunch, pause, crunch, pause. But when they turn, nothing. Just open rock and rolling mist. The mountain seems empty, and yet the feeling does not leave. One of the earliest recorded accounts comes from 1891. A respected scientist and mountaineer named J. Norman Collie was descending Ben Macdui alone when he began to hear footsteps behind him. Footsteps that matched his pace, but were longer. He stopped. The steps stopped. He walked again. They resumed. He later admitted that a growing panic overtook him, an overwhelming dread. He ran and did not stop for miles. Collie was not a man prone to fantasy, yet he never forgot the experience. Other climbers would later report glimpsing a tall, grey shape moving through the mist, not sharply defined. More suggestion than body, sometimes towering, sometimes simply a darker blur against cloud. The descriptions vary, but the scale is always wrong. Too tall, too broad, always just out of focus. There is a scientific explanation often offered, a phenomenon known as Brocken spectre. When sunlight strikes a climber's shadow cast upon mist, it can create a magnified silhouette, sometimes surrounded by a halo of colour. It can look enormous, distorted, other worldly. On Ben Macdui, with its frequent mists and sudden light breaks, such an illusion is possible. But here is what troubles some. The footsteps, the pacing, the feeling of being followed long before any mist lifts. Shadows do not walk independently. Throughout the early and mid-1900s, mountaineers quietly shared stories. A climber feeling watched for hours across the plateau. Another hearing breathing, heavy, rhythmic, carried on the wind. Some described sudden, irrational terror, a dread so intense it felt imposed from outside. Many refused to speak publicly. The mountain community is practical. They do not encourage superstition, but privately, the stories circulate. Imagine standing alone on Ben Macdui in winter. Snow stretches in every direction. Visibility drops to 20 feet. The wind howls. Crunch, crunch. Behind you. You turn. Through the swirling mist, a shape forms. Tall, impossibly tall, shoulders broad as a doorway. Its outline blurs with the cloud, but its presence feels solid. It does not charge. It does not speak. It stands watching. And then the mist folds around it. Gone. But the fear remains. Some folklore paints the grey man not as malicious, but as territorial. A spirit of the mountain, a guardian of wild places. Others believe it is something less benign, a presence feeding on isolation, magnified by altitude and exhaustion. The Cairngorms are vast. Even now, a person can walk for hours without seeing another soul. In such silence, the mind searches for company. Sometimes it finds it. Mountains have always carried myth, but Ben Macdui's plateau is uniquely disorientating. No sharp peaks, no obvious paths, just endless rolling stone and sudden weather shifts. It is easy to lose direction. Easy to lose certainty. And when certainty slips, stories creep in. If you ever climb Ben Macdui, go with company. Watch the mist. Listen carefully. If you hear steps behind you, slower, heavier than your own, do not panic. Do not run blindly, because panic on a mountain can be deadlier than myth. But if you turn and see a tall grey shadow standing where no one should be, remember this: some places do not belong entirely to us.